All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. We are live. I've been working on this painting a little bit. So let's do this. Just having some fun with this painting. Doing some recording. Listening to some nice jazz. Smooth jazz, baby. And just painting away, baby. Painting away. It's easy. Check it out, guys. Lately, I've been rethinking my strategy on on I've been rethinking my strategy on showing how to do things and sharing value and whatnot. Some people think I don't share enough, and I don't think that I don't share enough. You know, to those people I say, don't let me stop you. Like go figure it out. Don't let me stop you. You know, but I do share a lot. I just think that I'm not sharing it in the right formats and in the right volumes. You know, so I've been thinking about changing the strategy a little bit. We'll see how that goes. For that, I'm gonna have to hire a couple more people, and at least I would say at least 3 more people to really impact it the way I want it to, or I want to impact. We'll see how that goes. Let me put up another little canvas right here. Those of you who have any questions, let me know. I will check from time to time. If not, then just enjoy this. Look at that. Oh la la. Mucho Francois. Look at that. So what I like to do is I like to ask people what they would like me to share on my videos, what they would like to find out from what I do or the things that I know. I'm gonna start asking people what they want me to share because I'm gonna change my approach of delivering content and sharing the things that I know. Um, One of the things that I'm going to start doing different is I'm going to start asking people every time I do a video what they would like me to share. Maybe get a little bit of insight. I know that I'm not going to get all the insight from there. I understand how this works already, but I also want to find out if there's any correlations of things people would like to know or pinpoints. Pinpoints. Pain points. How's it going, Henry? Good to see you here. I'd like to know if people have a specific pain points that they would like me to address. I'm gonna make a video on how to sell on eBay and consequently, I'm gonna make videos on how to sell on Instagram, how I sell my work on the various platforms, because I think people are in need of more, right? They want to find out more, and some people want an entire roadmap, right? A roadmap, and that's where I do the coaching calls. Entire roadmap, right? Step-by-step info. Do this, do that, and get, X and Y amount of results. But I'm gonna start addressing things that I haven't yet. Lots of people want to find out, what do you do your first art show? How to get the first art show? A lot of people don't even know that yet. I know a lot of people ask me about selling and marketing and all of this good stuff, but a lot of people are not even ready there. They're not even there yet. They haven't taken the first steps, like hey, how about creating artwork so that you have something to show? Henry says, I like listening to you while I paint. You give me little nuggets daily. I also love eating or hearing you paint. It says eating. There's my input. I like it. Or seeing me paint, I think is the word, right? But some people want to learn other stuff, right? Some people want to learn. I recently had a question about, hey, how do you build your boxes? Or no, the question was, where do you buy your boxes? And my answer is, I build them. But to me, that's very natural, right? Because I've been doing it for so long. But to other people, it's not. I have a couple of videos on YouTube where I show that, by the way. But my wife actually is showing how to box a painting. But to me, it's very. Yeah, watching. I know spell check always ruins it for everybody. Yeah, I mean, thank you so much. To me, that's second nature, right? Like packaging the work and all of that. Understanding that I had to build the boxes because paintings are different sizes. Have you tried buying boxes for paintings? It makes no sense unless you're selling the painting at a very high price. It makes no sense to buy a box for a painting, right? And so people ask me, and even if you sell at a high price, still makes no sense because I already figured that part out, right? So to me it's common sense, but not to everybody. That doesn't mean that it's common sense to everybody. The fact that I figured out that it's better to make the box than to buy it, or the fact that I figured out that it's better to buy cardboard in bulk, right? Pallets of cardboard or flat sheets of cardboard. That makes a lot of sense to me, right? But it took me time to figure it out, and it didn't just take me time. It happened again, guys. I'm gonna share with you something. It happened by osmosis. It happened because I'm in the ecosystem. It happened because it was the natural progression. If I'm selling a shitload of artwork, then I need to find out how to package it and ship it. You know, if I'm just selling one painting a week, I wouldn't be worrying about it. A lot of people worry about stuff a lot of problems that they're not facing yet. Wait till you face the type of problem that you have to ship 60 paintings in a week, or 100 art pieces in a week, and then you sold 10 of them on different websites, and you're gonna have to talk to the people who bought them, who's going to get to keep it and who's not. Those are some good artist problems. Tilting stars. There you go. I'm so sorry. I have to like really read. Tilting stars says, "I like how you effortlessly move from canvas to canvas." Yeah, that took me like 20 years to figure that one out. that took me a long time to figure it out. So I'm really happy that you acknowledge that. That is not as easy as I make it seem today, but because you're really fighting your mind, right? So at some point, if you do it enough, you beat your mind, right? You beat your mind. Your mind doesn't want you to move. My mind wants to rework a canvas, right? It used to, not anymore. I don't care anymore, but it used to be that way. I used to be the type of artist who couldn't move, not even finish one canvas. I was the type of artist that worked 6 months or 2 years on a single canvas. Nothing wrong with it, by the way, but it doesn't work for if you're gonna do this full time. It doesn't really work unless you, I don't know, you land a great gig with some big gallery or museum. Maybe that might work. But even then, I remember reading that the Impressionists were trying to get super cool, right? And they wanted to paint pointillism. Lots of them wanted to do a form of pointillism, and the galleries got upset with them because they took too long to paint them. Their gallerists would get upset with them, and they actually needed to move away from that type of pointillism because there was no profit, right? It took too long to paint. I remember reading that, what was this cat's name? Yeah, Monet and everybody, you know. Monet became more abstract as the galleries started accepting him because he realized that he needed to move, right? While keeping the integrity of the artwork. How do you do it? How do you move while keeping the integrity of the artwork? That's a trick right there. I don't want to undercook it either, right? I don't want to undercook the painting, but I don't want to overcook it either. So I don't want to lose the integrity of the painting, but I also don't want to lose myself in it. So what do I do? So that took me years to figure that one out. For me, right? What's good for me? See, at the end of the day, you have to come into terms you, right? You have to come into terms you. I remember finding out that Andy Warhol, when he met Michel Basquiat, he said, "Oh my God, he's faster than me." Right? He wasn't saying that he was faster than him. If you're a full-time artist or someone who creates work often, you realize that that's not what he was saying. It wasn't the speed that he liked about him. It was the confidence. He was really trying to say he's more confident than me at creating artwork. He has more confidence. Artwork, in artwork, speed is confidence. Too fast, you're desperate. Too slow, no confidence. You're desperate in a negative way, right? Not desperate like, well, I think all desperate as it's negative, but not desperate as in you're moving. There's no enthusiasm. You're scared. Too fast and you're painting scared. Too slow and you have no confidence. So you have to find out what's you. What is you? Tilting Star says, I have a problem with overcooking my paintings. Yeah, I think we all do. I mean, until you don't, you have to. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's self-awareness, and the only way you're gonna discover that is through the creation of artworks. The more you create artworks, the more you will find out about your self-awareness as an artist. Almost every artist has that problem. I call it a problem. I don't even. I call it. I really call it a problem because, and it's not like a oh my God, horrible, right? No, but it stops you from moving. Right? It stops you from moving, and at some point, it doesn't stop you from moving. You may learn how to shift from canvas to canvas if that's your style or that's what you want to do, but at some point, it's not that. The fight it's not that anymore. The fight becomes something else. The fight becomes painting in peace. So the first fight is, can you do the work? Right? And the second fight, once you learn how to do the work, can you do the work in peace? Which is what Stephen Pressfield calls the resistance, right? Can you be okay in the discomfort and learn to manage that? You are going to learn to manage the discomfort. It's easy for someone to say, I don't have that problem when they're only making one painting a week or one painting a month. But if you start making paintings daily and you have to show up daily, the very first battle is, can you do them? And right after that is, can you do them in peace without kicking and screaming, without complaining, right? You win the first one, you probably are going to start getting paid. You win the second one, the second phase of this, and you won. You won the game. You won the lottery. Not only are you getting paid, but you're happy, right? You're creating from a peaceful position. It's like an artist being a rock star without the drugs, right? It's like, it reminds me of Elton John. The first phase of his life, well, that was nice, but a lot of pain, right? For those of you who haven't seen the movie, that's a great movie. Rocket Man. The second phase of his life, once he goes to rehab and makes peace with himself, it's a much grander experience, right? Because now he's liberated. Not only can he make the work, but he's not kicking and screaming through it. Right? He's not kicking and screaming through it, which is the most beautiful thing. You can do the work without kicking and screaming, baby, you've won the lottery. It's the most rewarding stage. It's what people call in flow. Right? Some people call that a state of flow. This is the reason why I'm able to move from campus to campus. I do believe I live in that state now. It's a state of flow. I don't fight the painting. I understand the painting. I'm not fighting it. Oh my God, I used to fight it so much. It used to make me super angry. I used to sit there and cry and complain and get upset. But then I made peace with it. I understood. All the painting asks from you is to do your job. It's not asking for you to paint it well or bad or super modern or super whatever, super unique. No, the painting is just asking you to do your job. Do your damn job. Sit here, stand here, and paint me. That's all the painting wants. The painting is not asking more. We put that more in there, and so that causes suffering. We put style, we put all kinds of bullshit on it. But the painting doesn't require any of that. The painting just wants you to paint it. And if you do that, you enter flow. And you earn the Midas touch. And you can call yourself the world's greatest living artist if you want. Because you want nothing from it. You just paint. Some people say you're not a real artist, you're a painter. They've told me that. And I thought about it, and I was like, I'd much rather not even be a painter. I'm okay with being a craftsman. I'm okay with not being an artist. I know what it is to have that title, and I don't like it. There's a lot of suffering around that title. There's a lot of ego around that title. I don't like that title. Anyone, someone else can keep it. Someone else can call themselves artists, a real artist, or a purist, or the real deal. They can keep that. I know the sour taste of that, and I don't like it. Because you're identified with your ego. You're identified with that idea of the artist. And so therefore you can never create freely. Because you need to be that. And if you're not that, you can't create. And fuck that. I'd rather not be that. And create. Create freely. I want my weight to be light. I remember reading that in a book when I was a kid. This man said that his weight was light. His joke was loose and his weight was light. That's what I want. I want my weight to be light. So that I can move fast. Or not, but so that I can move if I want to. and I get stuck. That. So yeah, it took me a few years to just come into terms with it, you know. It's really a matter of leaving yourself alone. That's really where how you win this, I believe. You leave yourself alone. We're our biggest bullies. So if you learn how to leave yourself alone, you will create magic. All right. So there it is, guys. Totally state of flow. And I don't even think about the state of flow. I think about work. You know, the state of flow is a byproduct of work. It's just what it is. I really believe that. I believe that with everything. Don't even seek state of flow. I would say to you and any other artist, don't even seek it. Don't seek trying to be in a state of flow, because that will irritate you too. I say to you and to anyone, seek nothing. Just paint. Seek nothing. We underestimate the power of work. If you just do your work, you'll find what you're looking for without seeking it. As a matter of fact, you get it automatically. It's granted to you. It's really a paradox. It's a very weird thing. The state of flow is kept away from the intellectuals. Like all great truths are hidden from the intellectuals. An intellectual can never have true state of flow. That's why Picasso said that we have to remove our brains when we paint. That's why Raphael, not the Ninja Turtle, but the the Renaissance painter, said, when one paints, one does not think. Look for it. It's a quote. It's a true quote by him. When the artist paints, the artist does not think. He's talking about the true artist, not someone who's trying to just paint. The true artist. When an artist paints, he does not think. That's why someone 2,000 years ago said you have to be as children, right? If you want to enjoy life. Some people call it the kingdom, the joy of life. To be as children. Children don't think so much. Not because they're incapable, but because they're not in the thinking stage yet. Most children don't hold grudges against others, and definitely not against themselves. I really believe that you find what you're looking for without looking for it. A state of flow in painting is granted to you simply by doing your work. If you're a painter, paint. That's all you need to do. You don't need to paint clever. You don't need to paint modern. You don't need to paint derivative. You don't need to paint anything. You don't need to think about any of that. You just paint. And you don't need to have any skill. That's a fact. The skill is a byproduct of the joy of the daily routine of painting. Skills start forming, and then you have to drop them because you cannot rely on anything. I believe that if you're a true artist, you will not rely on anything. You will just paint. You will just do your work, and you like it, and you're not looking to like it either. If you look to like it, you're going to try to look for yourself in it again, all over again, and then you're going to have to fall again and come out of it and restart again. Until you finally get it in your mind to leave yourself alone, so that you can just paint. This took me 20 years plus, more than 20 years, to finally come to the realization that an artist paints, and that is all. An artist paints good, an artist paints bad, an artist paints modern, an artist paints not too modern, an artist paints beautiful, an artist paints ugly. I know this though, if you just paint, you will get rewarded. You don't even have to look for reward, you're going to get rewarded. It's a natural thing. The thing is that we try to avoid and skip steps. That's the problem, we try to avoid and skip steps. The very first thing that I hear from artists that I not every single one, but many that I coach is, how am I going to do all of this? And I'm like, you're not going to do all of it. You're going to do one thing first and then the next thing. You know, you're not gonna do all of it. It's like if someone were to tell you, this is your life. Okay, you're just born and someone says this is your life, and you're like, oh my god, how am I going to do all of those 80 years of life? You're not going to do all of it. You're just going to do one day at a time, actually 1 second at a time. You're not going to do all of it. In the long run, it's going to look like you did all of it, but you never did all of it. You just did one thing. You always just do one thing. I'm not doing dozens of paintings. No, I'm just doing this one right now. I'm just doing this one. And at the end of the day, people tell me, oh my god, how did you paint so much? I don't know, I just painted one the entire time. Don't get me wrong, I spent years trying to figure that one out. How am I going to paint all of it? Until I just came to the realization, after a lot of psychological suffering, after a lot of pain, I came to the realization, Jose, you never paint more than one. You never do more than one thing. Nobody does. It's impossible. Look. Just one thing. Now I understand that. A passage. My mom was very religious, spiritual. She became spiritual at the end of her life. But now this passage makes so much sense to me. When the JC told one of his apostles, only one thing is important. People still get lost in that passage. But now it makes perfect sense to me as an adult. Only one thing is important. What you're doing right now is the only thing that is important. That's what that cat was talking about. Because you're only doing one thing all the time. It makes perfect sense now to me also why the Buddha, at some point in the story, points to the ground when he's sitting in the retreat. And he touches the ground. And then the story says that all these demons and all these things left him. You know, his thoughts left him because he realized that only one thing was important. And that's why he touched the ground. What's happening right now is the only thing that is important. You're always only doing one thing. You're never doing more than one thing. So, there it is, my friends. I gotta take off. I'm gonna go get some water. And if you guys have any questions or anything, please feel free to post them there, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.